Today's video, we're about to take flight as we have a look at the new Diamond Select Supergirl TV series. This is the Supergirl Gallery statue. 12-year-old Kara Zor-El escaped the doomed planet Krypton with her parents' help. The same time, before we do anything, we're going to go ahead and take the tape measure and measure it right to the top, not of her head, because actually her hair goes past that point. And we're going to stop instead the Ultra Measure-tron right there, right here. That tells us that the tape measure tells us that the statue stands 9.2 inches in height, or in centimeters, you're looking at 23.4 centimeters. No assembly is required when you get the statue out of the box. Kara is already attached to the display base, and she's not going anywhere. She's permanently affixed there. Why don't we start talking about the statue by talking about the display base. I love that it, first of all, is this blue tinted see-through plastic in which you can see all the Kryptonian crystals forming up from it. While the base remains blue, an ice blue color, you can see that the crystals themselves are actually closer to being clear. I love how with their formation, as you can see, as they jet their way up, they get frosted with this very subtle kind of little snow effect that they've added just to the tips. It's not all the way on all the crystals. You can see, like, these ones here, for example, are the best ways to express that. You can see how these are still really clear, while it's only really the tops that get frosted. My favorite thing about the statue is the pose that they've got her in. She's sort of running, like I said, through the Kryptonian crystals. It looks like she's about to leap off and fly away. This sort of playfulness in which she is posed and sculpted in really does look quite good. I like the head sculpt that they've given her as well. Now, we've looked at a couple of Supergirl pieces on the channel before. I have to say, of all the Supergirl figure releases and statues and whatnot that we've looked at, by far this is my favorite one right here. I love the expression, again, that they put on her face. It's very playful. The colors are kept soft and not very harsh in the paint application. They've airbrushed it, and you can see that they've airbrushed a slightly darker shade of this flesh tone around the areas of her neck and around the areas of her cheeks. But everything else is really kept very soft and subtle, which is the best thing that could help a statue like this. Love the flow of also her hair, the way it flows back like this. Equally so, you'll notice that the cape also follows the same direction as the wind is blowing this way here. The hair is done nice as well because you get the darker brown up at the top area, almost the rooted areas of the hair, and it gets slightly lighter as it cascades back away from the character's face. Love the flow of the hair as well. The little brushings of the lighter blonde really brings the life out in the hair itself. It doesn't look muddy. Like I said, it kept very, very soft, as well as, again, like the face sculpt here. It's not even really until you get like to the red areas that you get much more of the dark colors happening. All the lower kind of folded in areas of the cape gets this slightly darker shade of this cranberry. I always like to say cranberry is my go-to red when we're looking at colors like this. I guess you could really describe this also as like a burgundy or a cranberry red. Probably let's go with those two colors as possible colors to describe the cape. I love the flow of the cape. It's got a life of its own. You can see how it sort of blows its way up, and it's kind of got these nice little curves happening. Not even like little curves too, quite obvious curves happening in the shape of the cape as it's flowing its way. Wind is catching it in the right direction. She gets a little bit also of that carried over into her skirt. Much darker shades of that red happening here. Well, I guess because the larger space of the cape, there's a lot less areas in which the darker red happening. Here, you get much more of the dark red happening in the skirt area. I'm not going to talk too much about Supergirl's pantyhose that she's wearing. I still don't like it myself, but it is accurate to the show, so I'm not going to necessarily critique Diamond Select for incorporating the tanned, slightly off colors of the pantyhose or the tights that she wears. Still wish that the character in the show didn't wear those, but that's the decision that CW decided to go with. Boots are also nicely sculpted here, getting both the same color treatment as the skirt and the cape. Two colors of red are made use of here. And of course, most of the lighter colors happening up here, up in the torso area. The shirt, the top portion of her Supergirl outfit, very nicely colored. You can see also that they've textured it as well. Very subtle, yes, but hopefully the camera's going to make it out. It's got this almost little chainmail effect that's happening on the texturing. Really do like that. Got some nice panel lining running down the sides of the sleeves. Sort of mid-bicep gets cut off with its own panel lining. And they've also gone as far as to raise that. It's not just, you know, we're going to take some paint and paint it over top of the arms. No, they've actually sculpted the panel lining there, and I like that. Which also carries its way down to the mid-torso area. Presented very nicely the Supergirl emblem, a variation of Superman's emblem, here trimmed very nicely in yellow. It's very little, actually, that I don't like. It's very little that I dislike about this statue. It's got a nice flow to it. It's got one of the more prettier faces of Supergirl. Supergirl, for some strange reason, figure-wise, and I've noticed so far statue-wise, seems to struggle with. This is, in my opinion, the best representation is what we've gotten for the CW character of Supergirl. And while I'm not crazy about certain design elements that CW incorporated, primarily the tights, which I'll stop talking about altogether. Other than that, and those are decisions not by Diamond Select. Diamond Select has done a bang-up job on the statue of Supergirl. Some good news for Supergirl fans out there. If you're interested in picking up the Supergirl Gallery PVC diorama statue, it's available now in comic book stores. Should be available at least in comic book stores now that you want to pick this one up for yourself. I did notice on the back of the box, though, that the diorama actually comes across more all one color. In fact, it almost looks like there's a light source that's happening on the underside, which I guess you could probably do with this diorama, even though the coloring is slightly off. Personally, I like the fact that the shards of crystal are still kept clear while the base is given that ice blue treatment, a contrast to what we got with the back of the box. But again, if you had a flat enough LED light, I guess there's nothing really stopping you from putting on the underside of the base so you could fully illuminate the base, which would only make the statue look that much cooler. I said already over this review, and I'll mention again here in final looks, of the Supergirl stuff that's been released, at least of the CW Supergirl TV series, this by far is my favorite. I like the pose of it. I like the playful nature of her face. The paint is clean. And overall, it's just got a really great looking flow to it. Again, if you guys are interested in picking this one up for yourself, the Supergirl TV series Gallery PVC diorama statue, I'm going to figure out a way to put that all in the title, is available if you guys want to pick it up for yourself. Make sure you hit that little subscribe button down below, bunkos, because certainly there's going to be more Diamond Select reviews coming onto this channel soon enough as we get into the holiday season. And of course, we're wrapping up the holiday season, but there's still time for shopping. So we're hopefully over the course of the next several days, I don't want to leave it too late, but we're going to have a look at some other cool Diamond Select goodies that you guys can pick up for the holiday season, for that special somebody in your life or for yourself. Because sometimes we do that. We buy stuff for ourselves. We're going out shopping for other friends and family, and you know it always happens. Oh, I wouldn't mind that, you say to yourself, maybe aloud, and you proceed to put that into your cart as well. So, well, I'm guilty of it too, so it's okay. We're all guilty of it. Either way, guys, more videos, guys, will be coming your way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, as you always do, and I'll see you next time.